Hi friends, welcome back to Three Barrow Farm and to our March garden tour. So I thought I would do things a little bit differently this time round, and I will take you through the vegetable gardens back to front. So we're going to start with veggie patch number 3, work our way to 2, and then hopefully get to 1, which there isn't really much to show anyway, so let's go. Now for anyone who is new here, my name is Amy and I live in central Victoria, Australia with my family of 5, and we live off-grid on 42 acres and we try to grow as much food as we can. So this garden bed here not only has food, but it has some medicinal herbs behind me as well. Now, the one issue with the summer garden, or the late summer garden I should say, is that it's become quite wild and I can't really walk through this path here because the path doesn't really exist. It might exist for a tiny section of the way, but let's see how we go. And because I have started this tour at almost 8 o'clock at night and the sun is going down behind the hills over there, I think I better stick with the most important things. So you've seen these herbs before, and if you haven't, then please go to one of my videos of my tours and you will see them. These have all set seed, and there's seed in this marshmallow root here. I'm excited to harvest the root in, well, we're already in autumn now. Oh, look, there is one butterfly. The cabbage moths have been very scarce in my garden this year. This looks like a weed. Yes, it is, and it's set seed, which is quite annoying. I'm really going to have to come out here and pull all of this primrose out. There is so much to pull out. My oregano is pretty much, it's finished. Like the other one that I was harvesting from, which I'll show you soon, it died, which is very sad. Here is a parsley that's come up all by itself, and I've got another parsley tucked in over here, which is right next to this gorgeous pumpkin. There we go. This is in row 2. So we're doing row 5 actually. We're going backwards. So my chamomile is coming back. It was all dead in the center here and it's growing back nicely. I'm not sure whether it's coming back up from all the seed that's dropping or whether it's come back from the actual plant that I first planted here. But as you can see, it used to take up a massive section during the spring, and I was harvesting chamomile for weeks and weeks and weeks. The only problem with filming at nighttime is that we've got this rogue fox floating around, and I think the dogs are getting disturbed. And I need to get the chickens in soon. So let's keep going. I've got these pumpkins just taking over the entire space down here. They're going absolutely crazy. And here I've got, this is red mustard. So it's all gone to seed and it's dropping its seed everywhere. And I'm going to have seedlings coming up all over the place, along with the calendula as well. So lots of calendula seed dropping. Let's see if I can find any pumpkins. I haven't really seen any pumpkins. Oh, here we go. Here's a little tiny one. But I have got lots of big mature pumpkins that are getting ready, almost ready to harvest. And this is a turnip here. So this turnip's not doing too well. And you'll remember, oops, I just stood on them a little bit, but I've got some of the leeks coming up that I planted the seed a long while ago. I also planted carrot seed and they did not turn out. And something came into this bed and dug it all up. Oh gosh, it's really, really hard to show you this garden. How am I going to get through here? Let's see. We have got pumpkin vines galore and pumpkins. Little pumpkins. I will harvest all of the fresh pumpkins and I will cook them up. They don't store, but you can still do things with the fresh green pumpkins as well. And I will show you in another video what I do with them. But here we go. Here's a pumpkin. Can you see it? There it is. Don't ask me what the variety is because I'll have to give you many varieties that I planted. I have to check them. I will see if I can find the records and put it on the screen. All right, so basically row 2 is just covered in pumpkins. There is a cucumber plant, an apple cucumber, but that is pretty much finished now. I've got these corns that I planted that I was thinking might make it and might fruit before the frost. So I'm not sure. And some of them got destroyed by some animal. So yeah, we'll see. We will see whether these will actually give us any fruit or whether I was being very ambitious by planting them, especially with this dry summer that we've had. All right, so row 3 pretty much just got all the pumpkin vines, got this beautiful lush thyme, which is actually coming back. So it sort of had a bit of a break over the summer, and now I'm getting all this fresh new thyme. So I possibly might start dehydrating thyme again. And I've got the Egyptian walking onions, which have these beautiful heads that you can plant into the ground and you can grow more of them. They just multiply. So I've just been pulling these out and cooking with them and just taking all the dead, dry seed heads off. And yeah, I haven't planted any of these bulbs yet, but I will start planting a few of them. Some of them have dropped into the ground and there are new ones coming up. And then I've just got this mixture of tomatoes that have come up all by themselves. There are some pumpkins somewhere in the ground there. I'm going to have to do a bit of a harvest after I pull out all these tomato plants. So let's go to the end of row 2. This is really weird doing it backwards. So we had row 5, row 4 has the Rio, and then row 3, now we have row 2. And row 2 has this lovely collection of grass growing here from some seed that was in the chicken manure. And I've got all these tomatoes to pick, which I have not finished picking today. I just thought, oh, it's nice out here. I can finally get to filming. So the tomatoes, these ones are the chocolate, Tasmanian chocolate ones. And I've really been enjoying these. Where's my basket? Got a pumpkin coming through the Rio here from the other side. Then I've got some Amish paste tomatoes. And we've got some tigerillas. So tigerillas, they're really, really pretty with their green and yellow stripes. I've got these ones here. What's this one called? That's the tigerilla. These ones here, they're a saucing tomato, I believe. Oh, they're popular as a sun-dried tomato. Yum. I'm definitely going to be planting these again because the flavour in these ones, and I have picked quite a few of these just now. but the flavour in these is really yummy. And I've been saucing them up, but that says that you can use them for sun-dried tomatoes. So I might give that a go with some of these and dry them. Here we have, I've got the tag down here. We've got these ones, ananas. Oh, someone sent me the pronunciation of this and I'm not going to try it because I can't remember and it's the end of the day and I'm tired, but they are lovely. I have, in my last video, I showed a picture of the inside or a video that I took of the inside. I do have a bit of cracking happening here though, which someone said could be it rubbing up against the branches of the tomato in the wind. We have had such a windy summer. It's been so windy, so unlike the summers we normally get. All right, here we have, this is a sort of like a gherkin-y type cucumber. For those who are new here, if you hop back to the very beginning of this growing season, you will see that we had this late heavy frost and I lost a lot of my plants. Hence why I have, here we go, here are some. Hence why I have purchased all of these tomatoes here, because I lost all of my tomatoes that I raised. I raised a lot of tomato plants and I lost most of them. And I also lost my cucumber plants as well. So I got these from our local nurseries and I've been pickling lots and lots of cucumbers. Luna is very excited about the cucumber. I'll get you a tomato, darling. You want a tomato? Ooh. It's a bit big for your little mouth. I'm clearly not going to be preserving this one. It's going to be her toy. Eh? Yeah. Really? It's a bit big for your mouth. We better move on or we'll miss out on showing everyone the garden. Okay? Okay. Okay. Good girl. I don't know what she's eating. Oh, Luna's got an apple. She just loves running around with something in her mouth. All right, so there will be more cucumbers in here that I have not harvested tonight, but we must move on and I have to walk around the pathway because there's this random tomato plant growing here. And then we can come to this gorgeous black cherry, they call them. They are just so beautiful. They've been really lovely in the focaccias that I make. There are so many to harvest. I think I'm going to have to get my head torch and harvest the rest later. All right, we've got another cucumber here, which is the long green cucumber. So that's the long green one. And my kids love eating these, just fresh off the plant, like an apple. There are a few more in there. Gosh, I'm competing with the crickets here. There are a few more there, but they're not quite ready. They're not quite the size that I like to pick them at. Oh, now here's something really, really sad. And maybe something that you guys can help me with. Let's brighten up this a bit. All right, so I have this Moon and Stars watermelon plant that was growing here, and something has happened. Either the mice that I know are in this garden are chewing away. All right, just had to quieten down that cricket. Now one of the other ones is making a fuss. Girls, how'd you get? How'd you get? So let's try it one more time. Something has eaten away at the base of this plant and it has died away, which is really sad. It's got these squishy new ones on it. Oh, Luna, let me get you this one here, babe. Yeah, you can have this one. Here you go. Here you go. Off you go. Off you go. Yeah, so all of these ones are squishy. This one here, though, this one right here, is still firm. So I think I'm going to harvest it. I'll probably harvest it after doing this filming. And yeah, we'll crack it open and see. But something has killed my beautiful watermelon plant here. I have another one elsewhere, but I'm not sure whether it's going to give me much fruit or any big fruit anyway. We've got some nasturtiums growing, which took so long to grow. They just took forever to grow. They've been growing since spring and they've only just now started to flower. Never mind that. Anyway, we've got all sorts of plants growing in here, and we've got another parsley. It's doing quite well. All right. Oh, look at this beautiful colour. Okay, and now we have row 1, which has 4 plants of the costata zucchinis, which I was planning on growing up these, but I didn't really get around to keeping them up right and trying to grow them vertically. And this one has definitely made its way further out of the bed. And we've got one growing here that's been pollinated, but all these ones, these yellow ones, have not been pollinated. And the one big problem I've had with the zucchini is that it's been so windy that the bees haven't been flying around and pollinating. So I need to remember to pollinate myself next time when this happens. See, I've got yellow ones here as well, but it looks like these ones have been pollinated. So more recent ones have been, but I don't know whether that one will because the flower was against that brick. Yeah, so we've got some beetroots in here as well, which I really need to get into this garden and fossick around and see how big they are. Got a beautiful calendula growing here. I've got a random corn plant growing, which I didn't plant. It just came up from the chicken seed. So that reminds me, I need to get the chickens in very soon. I've also got this random sunflower, which has come up from the chicken seed as well, unless one of the cockatoos dropped some seed here while they were flying over the garden. But I've got all of these lettuces that are going to seed and all these potatoes through here. So I have started to harvest the potatoes, but I really need to continue harvesting them and getting all of these plants out of the ground. Let's go let these chickens in. Come on, girls. Come on. And here is Harry. Harry's our farm cat. Hey, buddy. And he sits at the chicken coop waiting for the mice to come out. But he needs to come inside. All right, let's go in, boys and girls. Hey, get out. Hello there. There we go. She's up. All right, friends, I'm running out of daylight. So let's quickly zip around plot number 2 and see what I can show you. All right, now here is the garden. And I'm going to show you from rows 1 to 5 because I think I'm just confusing myself going backwards. So here are some calendulas that only started growing in January and now they're starting to flower. I did have, if you go back a few tours ago, I did have, bigger calendulas growing through here. So this has all come from the seed, and above it are these dill seeds, or dill plants rather, going to seed, and I've harvested lots and lots of seed from these. So I'm going to get more dill coming up all over here. And then amongst all of this old calendula, I have some watermelon plants, which I think they haven't really set fruit yet. But if they have, it's somewhere in amongst all of this. Oh, there's not going to be enough light to show you everything tonight. Here's the mint that, you know, everybody says don't grow mint in your veggie garden. And now it's got seed coming. I bet you there's all this seed in this. So I really need to come out here and cut this back before it's, you know, drops lots and lots of seed. I have this yellow cherry tomato plant here. So here we go. A yellow cherry tomato that came up all by itself. So I grew lots of them last year. I've got this mini capsicum plant, and there are some that are going orangey to red. And there's lots of green ones on there turning. Then I have a jalapeno plant. Well, lots of plants actually. And I've got lots of fruit on these jalapenos. And then here are the sunflowers. Some of the sunflowers that I've grown, and the cockatoos have just come and eaten and devoured most of them. Most of the heads are all gone now. So look, they've been having an awful lot of fun. I've got some nettle at the end of this row here. And then look at this beautiful sunflower. Look how lovely you are. And tomatoes. Tomatoes galore down row 2. I should probably go down the other end. But look, how am I supposed to show you the garden? How am I supposed to go down the pathway and show you this garden when there aren't really any paths? I'll show you a pumpkin or two that's down here. Here we go. Oh, I can feel some tomatoes crushing under my feet. Look at that beautiful pumpkin there. Glorious. There are a few of those on this vine. And then I've got multiple things in this garden, but you've seen it before. Go back to the tours I've done in the past and you will see all the other plants that I've sown in here. But look at all these tomatoes to pick. Look at them all. So many of them. All right, I have got this row of Roma tomatoes, and they are only just starting to go red, which is very exciting because I planted these ones out quite late. So look at that. It's just popped off. Oh, here we go, another one. They're turning red. There's some more turning red in there. So I'll have to come out in the morning, or I can put on my head torch and go fishing for more of them. Goodness me, what a jungle. This tomato has been, it's come up all by itself, and it's got quite decent sized cherry tomatoes on it. So look at those. Beautiful. Okay, here's something that I really want to show you. Some rock melons. So these rock melons aren't growing very fast at all. I'm hoping that they gain a bit more size. The plant is looking quite happy though, so I'm quite happy that, they're getting lots of water. Hopefully they start growing a bit more. And I've got loads of tomatoes down here, but I don't know, friends. My battery is running low. I've got this cabbage that has been growing all through summer. It was my little experiment to see whether it, would get caterpillars on it, and I haven't seen any caterpillars on it yet. There is a kale in here though that does not look happy, so maybe the kale has been taking the hit and the cabbage has been fine. So friends, Lots of tomatoes growing over there. And the sunflowers are pretty much all gone now. And I've still got those carrots in the ground here that need to be harvested. They're just waiting in the ground, waiting patiently. And I've got more corn that I've been letting dry. Let's see if I can rip this open with one hand. Here we go. So this is a green corn which is used to make flours. So we're interested in grinding that up. The rest of the corn we've harvested. As I've said in previous videos, the corn didn't pollinate all that well. And yeah, I don't know. I'll try again next year. I haven't really had issues with corn not pollinating, so I'm not entirely sure if I've just had a couple of bad years. Here we have the blue popping corn. So this is a corn that I do quite well with, but I've planted it a bit later, so I'm just waiting to see how that one goes. And then we've got all these pumpkins. Oh, this is something I wanted to show you. These jalapenos are much bigger than the other variety. Look at that. Look at that. So I raised this one myself, and this plant is much bigger and stronger than the jalapenos that I purchased in the nursery. So yeah, I've got quite a few going red, and I've learnt that they're hotter when they're green, and then when they go red they're sweeter. So I'm waiting to try a few that are sweet. And then I've got, what one's this one? Oh, I can't remember what this is. Another capsicum or chili. More cherry tomatoes among these pumpkin plants. And these pumpkins have really overshadowed these zucchinis that I planted late in the season, and these are quite small. So I think if we had a higher rainfall this summer, they would do better. And if I didn't shelter them so much with other plants. But this was a late planting that I calculated that I'd have enough weeks for these to get to the point of fruiting, but they've really struggled with the heat and the rainfall. So they're all experiments. I do like experimenting in my garden. What have you got, babe? They like to catch flying insects at night. Well, it is definitely time to stop recording. I hope you have enjoyed. You can see one of the pumpkins just right there. I hope you have enjoyed this little tour of my garden. I don't think I'll be filming a tour at night time again or this late at night, but it's interesting looking at the garden at night time and walking through it. I'm going to whack a head torch on and collect the rest of the tomatoes that I've just harvested. And here's my basket full of all the goodies. I've got some cucumbers and some tomatoes to find in my garden. Have a wonderful week, friends. I will see you again very soon.